Hi guys, AceFace back with another video for Twisted Dice. I've got a very exciting video for you today guys. Really been looking forward to bringing this one to you. I have the top 5 Tyranid best lists in the world right now. So hang fast, it's going to be a good one. Before we jump into the video, please could you hit that subscribe button and like the video. It helps us out tons. Majority of people that watch our content don't press that subscribe button. It would really help us out tons as we push on to that 10,000 subscriber mark. So if you do that, that'd be amazing. If you like what we do and you want to support the channel as well as get involved in some very cool monthly giveaways that are coming up, we've also got a very active Discord server. We've got constant tactics, advice, you name it, we've got it all going on there, including early release of pretty much all of our videos there. You can go over to our Patreon service. From $1 a month you can become part of the Discord server, and going up to the higher tiers you can get involved in loads of other cool stuff. So every penny there really helps us out, push the channel on further. No more messing around guys, let's jump into this video. So today I've got the top 5 best Tyranid lists in the world now, today, the whole world, right now. So exciting stuff. I want to caveat straight away by saying that this is a moment in time. This is end of 8th edition, this is not 9th edition. This is the current meta now, taking into account what we've got right now, not what we've got tomorrow, not what we've got next week, and not what we've got in 9th edition. I do believe some of this will still hold really true in 9th, 100%. And there's definitely some patterns within these lists that I think will still continue to be super strong. But this is not a 9th edition best list. This is 8th edition right now. The best lists in the world right now for Tyranid. So hopefully this will be useful and exciting for you. These lists, unusually, were not created by me. So these 5 lists, or 4 of these lists, are from the very best players in the world, without a doubt, have come up with these lists. I've reached out to some of the best players there are. So I will give these guys the plug and the absolute credit that they deserve as we go into their lists. But thank you very much guys, really appreciate your time. They were all amazing at coming back to me super quick and getting these lists in, so really appreciate it. But yeah, this is not me. This is some amazing people. So there is some huge caliber that goes into these lists. So take note guys, because we're not messing around now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with my list, and even my list I got a lot of advice and support doing this list, because I tend to go off meta a little bit, and my love is still with my Carnifex list. I still think it's really strong, but I'm probably playing a bit too much to the heart rather than the head. So I will do a video on my Carnifex list for you guys, because I know there's a lot of people that are interested in it. I still think it's great. I think it's only going to get better going forward. So there's definitely time and play for it. But do I think it's the absolute strongest? When I really worked it out, I don't think it is. So I've spoke to a few people that I trust and that I rely on, and we've got a great list that I've got for you guys that we'll kick off with. And then we have got the who's who of Tyranid 40k players coming up after that, so stay tuned, you will not regret it. So starting off with my list, so again with this list there's tons and tons of synergy going on, and what I'm not going to do, because I want this video to be not much longer than 10 minutes guys, I'm not going to go into the depths and detail of how to play my list. I can do on request in another video. And for all the other guys' lists, again, if you want to know more about them, there'll be ways to contact them that we'll go through as we go through the lists. So starting off with my list, so we have got, these are all 2,000 points. So we've got a battalion of Tyranids. We've gone for the custom Hive fleets. So we've gone for the membranous mobility and the sense of outer dark. Now those two abilities basically mean that things with the fly that have got wings, if you like, in combat are -1 to hit. you know, that is really effective. So it just makes them super strong. So yeah, really good. What we've got is that we've got 3 Hive Tyrants. Now the Hive Tyrants are all kitted out relatively different. We've all got wings, of course. We've got, on the first one, we've got a Strangleform Cannon, potentially pretty good in 9th, we think, but that's by the by. He has got the Parasite new relic weapon, which means that you know, it makes that weapon even more effective because we're getting the maximum amount of shots, so we're getting the maximum amount of bang for our buck. We've then got the exogenic acid on the next one. This one is running the Devourers, monstrous Renning Claws. The first one was also running monstrous Renning Claws as well, just to let you know. And then the third Tyrant has got the monstrous Renning Claws, and we've got Devourers. So we've got Devourers on 2, we've got the Strangleform Cannon on the other, we've got monstrous Renning Claws on all of these guys. They're actually pretty good in combat because of the abilities within the custom Hive fleet. We've got 3 units of Rippers. Really useful unit. Don't see that changing particularly, but they're great. They're great. We've then got a battalion detachment of Gorgon. Gorgon's going to give you reroll 1s in combat, super strong. We've got the Swarm Lord, really good. He's going to have the psychic power, which is the poisonous influence. There's some really good synergies within that psychic power. Again, not going to go into it today, but you can read in between the lines if you have a look at it. Really super effective. We've got a Neurothrope in there. We've got 3 units of Rippers again. We've got a Death Leaper. Love the guy, really good. Think he's super competitive. Personally, know loads of people will disagree. We've then got, this is probably your repeating factor that you're going to see a lot. We have then got a Kronos detachment. This is going to be the Spearhead detachment, and we've got a Neurothrope heading that up. He's obviously going to have, this is Kronos, so we've got symbiosis, so we're going to have the psychic power that makes Kronos even more deadly. Then we've got triple exocrine, of course, well, not of course, but triple exocrine, tons of damage output there. We've also got 5 Hive Guard, again, super scary, awesome unit. So we've got a ton of shooting within this list, an absolute bucket ton. We've also got some very aggressive combat ability within those Hive Tyrants, with the Swarm Lord as there as a little bit of a linchpin support character to do some quite crazy little shenanigans in there. The list has a lot of synergies. There's loads of stuff going on. It's very effective. In some testing, it's pretty strong. So a bit oddball maybe in some areas, bit mainstream in the other, but definitely really heavily recommend it. But anyway, I know you're not here to listen to my list, and if you do, I'm more than happy to go through it in a lot more detail and talk to you about the intricacies of that list. And so next, let's kick the ball off. You weren't waiting to listen to my list. I know you were listening to see some of these lists. So let's start the ball rolling with John Lennon. So John Lennon, if you don't know him, is one of the best 40k players in the whole of the world. Top 5 in the ITC last year. Historically, a Tyranid player. Has played a lot of GSC, obviously ended last season with Marines, but definitely is a bug at heart, I know 100%, and a player that when he talks, you need to listen. He knows what he's talking about. And big credit to John. He was super quick to get back to me. If you want to check out some of John's content, he is over on his Florida Man podcast. You can check that out. It's a great podcast. Really recommend it. But also he is one of the coaches for the Art of War. So that's going to be a repeating factor. Those guys are amazing. But if you want to hear more about him, hit him up and he'll be able to help you out with that. But thank you very much for coming back to us so quickly and bringing this amazing list to the forefront for us. So what we've got here, and the brief to all these guys was exactly the same. Current list, so don't worry about 9th edition. It has to be pure, the best you can do. So what we've got is we've got a Kraken detachment, a classic Kraken detachment. We've got the Swarm Lord, again, a heavy lifter. He is the OG. We've got a Brood Lord in there, and we've got 2 units of 20 Gene Stealers. You know, solid units, still super scary, super quick. You know, they're great, and the speed is going to be even better because they're going to get everywhere on a new board. Again, can't help but go into ninth a little bit. Then we've got 30 Hormagaunts. 30 Hormagaunts, you know, again, there's a lot of utility within that unit. There's a lot of shenanigans you can pull. Very, very useful unit. We've then got a Kronos Battalion. In the Kronos Battalion, we've got a Neurothrope. Everyone loves a Neurothrope, super strong. We've got a Tyranid Prime, probably gives you a clue of what's coming up, but the Tyranid Prime, cheapest now, HQ slot, but also a lot he can do. He's got bone swords, he's also got a Death Spitter, so can do a fair bit of shooting, but also really effective in combat as well, so a good unit there. And then he is backed up with, of course, in the troops choice, we've got 9 Tyranid Warriors. These guys are super strong now, guys. If you didn't know that, check out my last video, which is the underrated Tyranid units, and now they're appearing in the best list in the world, so take note. 9 Tyranid Warriors, we've got 6 Death Spitters, and we've got 3 Barbed Stranglers. Again, something that potentially will be pretty strong in 9th edition. But really good unit. There's loads of shenanigans, again, you can do with these guys. You can make these super resilient, you know, by stacking extra stuff on them before the beginning of the game. You can make these guys shoot twice. You can give them the Kronos psychic ability as well to make them, you know, exploding. There's some crazy stuff going on there. So, and those, you know, those Barbed Stranglers get even more crazy in Kronos as well, I tell you, without a doubt. You then got 2 units of Rippers, your stock standard Rippers. Then you've got a Kronos Spearhead, which you've got for more Kronos. We've got another Neurothrope, and then we've got 3 Exocrines. Again, a repeating factor, 3 Exocrines, and one undoubtedly a heavy hitter these days. He's going nowhere. He's going nowhere. So thanks very much, John. Amazing list. And let me say, guys, let us know in the comments below whose list you think is the best. Let me know. I'd be really interested. I know the guys would be interested as well. You know, let us know who you think has got the best Tyranid list for right now. So next up, I got in contact with James Mackenzie. Now, if you don't know James Mackenzie, I don't know, you know, what you're listening to, because the guy is a cracking player, really one of the top performers in the UK. Again, heavily featured with GSC last year, and finished, you know, one of the top GSC players, and, you know, well up there in the ITC as well. Really strong player. But again, before he got involved in his GSC, he was previously known for his Tyranids, and again, at heart, very much a Tyranid player. So again, what this guy says, you know, take note. Very good player, very good at list building, and I definitely take his advice. So so thank you very much for your time, James. Really appreciate it. So he has gone for a battalion detachment of Kraken again, and we've got the Broodlord and we've got the Swarmlord. So again, some similarities there. We then again have some more similarities. It's not unsurprising, guys. These are the top lists from the top players. Their minds are going to be on a similar wavelength. So, you know, there will be some repetitive stuff in here, guys, but still some real subtle changes which make these lists really interesting. He's then got 2 units of Gene Stealers, so 1 unit of 20, 1 unit of 19. He's then got 30 Hormagaunts. That fills up his troop choice. We then have the next battalion, which is Kronos. And in the Kronos battalion, again, we have a Neurothrope, and we have a Trigon, and we have a Tyranid Prime. The Tyranid Prime is set out exactly the same. He's the Warlord, he's got the Bone Swords, and he's got the Death Spitters. We then go into the troops choices within that battalion. He's got 2 units of 10 Termagants, and then he has the big fatty unit of Tyranid Warriors. He's kitted out his slightly different from John. He has gone for... one of them has Death Spitter and Scything Talons. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. 5 with bone swords and death spitters. And then we've gone for the heavy hitters. We've got Venom Cannons. We've got 3 Venom Cannons, which, you know, for me is more of what I would expect. The Barb Strangler is a little bit more left field for me, but actually when you think about it, there's some real subtle, clever shenanigans using those over Venom Cannons. So interesting there, really interesting, subtle changes between the 2 units, but really both hugely effective, really solid unit. Then moving into the Elite's choice, we've got Hive Guard, you know, 6 Hive Guard, you know, why not? So strong. And then we've got Fast Attack, and I love this choice, James. This is one of my favourites. He's got for the Meiotic Spores, and he has 6 of these. If you don't know what these do, guys, they are very janky Forge World units that can be incredibly good either for blocking, for a nasty alpha strike, and there's loads of shenanigans you can do with these guys. So he's gone for them in there. I think they're a really clever choice. We then have in the heavy support just 1 Exocrine to finish off the list. So, you know, slightly different from the last 2 before, but really a lot of similarities as well, and some really strong features in there. So really like that list. Thank you very much, James. And next up, the guy needs no introduction. It is Nick Nanavati. He has very kindly offered his services for me and has written a kick-ass list. Again, please do check out The Art of War. I will put links in the description below. The guys that work over there do a really amazing job, and one of the reasons why I'm not going to tell you exactly how to play these, I can't give you the advice that's probably as good as these guys anyway, and secondly, it's only fair, if you want to know how these lists tick, why not go over there, talk to those guys. They offer an incredible service. They will make you a better 40k player. You know, they need no introduction. These are some of the best players in the world. So, you know, thanks very much, Nick. I really appreciate your time. Again, really quick to come back to me. Really happy to, you know, to put something in the ring for me. I really appreciate it. And again, Nick's probably not known for Tyranids, but actually, you know, last season and previously he has dabbled in the hive mind as well, and he's a great student of the game. He knows most armies pretty well. So again, take note, this is undoubtedly a really super strong list. So Nick's got a Kraken battalion, he's got the Swarm Lord, he's got the Brood Lord, so little pattern there. And he then has 18 Steelers and 25 Hormagaunts. So shaving a few points off there, but still very similar pattern. We've then got another Kraken battalion. In this battalion, we've got the Malanthrope. First sighting of the Malanthrope, super strong unit. We've then got a Neurothrope, and we've got 2 units of Rippers, and we've got 26 Gaunts that finish off that battalion. Then we've got a Kronos Spearhead with a Neurothrope, and we've got 2 Exocrines, again, just that guy is so strong. And then finishing off with a little cheeky Biovore in there for 40 points. Points decrease on that guy, some shenanigans in there as well. It can be a useful little player. Don't underestimate the Biovore. A lot of people reminded me of that in my last video, most underrated Tyranid units. Nick's listened to you guys, and you got a Biovore in it. So really cool. So next up, and finishing off I can't believe we've got through these so quickly, but next up and finishing off the list, we have Alex Macdougall. Now, Alex Macdougall, not necessarily a household name like Nick, but Alex very much has stayed true to Tyranids. He's been rocking Tyranids pretty much all of last season. Yes, there's lots of GSC in his list generally, but he's very much a Tyranid player, one of the best Tyranid players in the world, without a doubt. What this guy doesn't know about Tyranids probably isn't worth knowing, so, you know, give this guy an awful lot of credit. So thank you very much for spending time. He is another coach for the Art of War. So, you know, if this is something that you're interested in finding out a bit more about, then contact the Art of War. They'll sort you out. No doubt about it. So thank you very much, Alex. He was straight back to me in a flash, more than happy to help out. So really appreciate your time. So what has Alex gone for? So Alex has first is a battalion. Now, let's guess what that is. It's a Kraken battalion, of course. And he has got the Brood Lord. He's got the Swarm Lord, but he also has one eye, which I love, absolutely love. Swarm Lord, one of my favourite units. Great to see him in this list. Really cool. He's then gone for 2 units of Gene Stealers. They're 20-man units. He's then gone for a unit of Rippers to make that up. Then he's got another battalion. This battalion is going to be your Kronos. In this we have a Malanthrope, we have a Neurothrope. So Malanthrope again, jumping up. And the Neurothrope, a reliable, steady, auto-include in pretty much every Tyranid list. Then we've got 3 units of Termagants, 2 units of 10, 1 unit of 16. In the elite slot, we then have 6 Hive Guard Impaler Cannons for the win. These guys are disgusting, amazing. And then we have in the heavy support, we've got 3 Exocrines to finish off the list. So look, super strong list. So we're at 12 minutes, guys. So we won't keep this going for too long. But so that's my top 5 best Tyranid lists in the world. So you might have to pause it as you go through to kind of take note, because I know I hammered through those guys quite quickly. But those lists, super strong. They will continue to be super strong with a few tweaks. They all have some reoccurring units, so some little pointers for me. Exocrines turning up in every list. So if you haven't got an Exocrine and you want your Tyranid list to be super effective right now, think about getting an Exocrine, at least 1, if not 2 or 3. Hive Guard, you know, super strong, absolutely a real heavy hitter. And don't shelf your Gene Stealers and your Swarm Lord, because these guys still think they are absolutely top billing within those lists and still have a place in your best ever Tyranid list. So that's it for me today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I haven't missed out any of the vital information. If I have, I'm sure you will, but put them in the comments below. Again, huge thank you to John Lennon, to Alex Macdougall, to Nick, to James, and you know, to everybody that supported me when I made my list as well. You guys know who you are, so thank you very much. You guys are the best ever, and until the next video, I will see you soon. Bye for now.